Welcome to Let's Chat with Jinny Riddle, where faith meets real life. I'm your host, Jinny, wife, mother, grandmother, entrepreneur, beauty educator, author, and believer in the power of prayer. This is a space for honest conversations, encouragement, and inspiration. Whether you're getting ready for the day, winding down, or driving between appointments, let's talk faith, beauty, purpose, and everything in between. Grab your coffee or your lip gloss. Let's chat. Welcome to Let's Chat with Jinny Riddle. I am your host, Jinny Riddle. Today, my guest is Clayton. Hi, Clayton.
Hello.
How are you?
Thank you for inviting me. How you doing?
Yes, I'm glad you're here. So Clayton, he is a chef.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I met him at a grand opening, and he cooks amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And he also has a podcast, right?
Correct. Yeah. Grind2Hard.
Grind2Hard. That's your podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And then the name of your business is?
Keeping It P.C. Personal chef service.
Yes, I think that's so cool.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
I like the name of it too. That's cool. Tell us a little bit about your journey and how you became a chef.
All right. So when I was young, my parents worked a lot. We moved from here, El Paso, to Florida, and so both my parents had to work. That's for a high cost of living. So me and my brother being home a lot, we were okay, so we gotta cook for ourselves. Mom's not here.
Yes,
so we started with ramen and omelet in the morning. And some simple things, and then after a while, I was the one looking at my mom when she would cook dinner. I just kind of watch her and how do you do that? Why do you do that? And she's I like to toast the comino. She really had some ideas and how she was cooking. So from there, I was intrigued. And then I didn't even know when I graduated high school, my family was you should go to culinary school. I'm yeah, I saw it on TV. Yeah, I'm down. But how? I had no idea. So they helped me. My uncle let me live with him in Arizona. And then I went to culinary school, and then I worked part-time, and he let me live with him. Yeah, so it worked out perfect. Yeah, from there, I just started working in the industry 20 years later. After I got my bachelor's in business, I was kind of restaurant, or should I, open up this personal chef idea that I have? And, being that it's tough to trust people, when you open up a business, I want to have this person do that. I was you know what, I can do it all. And I just was let me do this personal chef thing. And so 2020, I opened it up, and, 5 years later, excuse me. 5 years later, yeah, we're still doing great. I have a daily, weekly clients, and then I still do 4-course dinners on the weekend and stuff like that, catering, things like you've seen me do, yeah, for sure.
Nice. Mm-hmm. And you know what? It's so neat that you're saying this, because back then there wasn't a lot of opportunities if you wanted to be a chef, because now the schools, the high schools, they have the cosmetology.
Oh yeah.
Plus they have the
culinary programs,
right?
Yeah, definitely. And that's something that I want to do too. I'm thinking okay, I have this pretty much set. I could do a morning thing and go do be an instructor, and that would be fun. Just to let them know. My thing would be hey, I know you're getting this culinary degree and you love to be fancy, but you got to realize when you get out, it's going to be trenches. You're going to be starting from the bottom and kind of grinding.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you say that, because at the beauty school, they think, well, I'm going to go to beauty school and then I'm going to have these clients. And no, you got to start from the basic and the bottom and work your way up.
I'd imagine, if I was going to be in here, I would be hey, can I sweep for you? And just sweep. And clients, you know what? I can't take this client. You want to meet him? This is a da-da-da-da. And that way they can reference you and stuff like that, see what your work is about.
Exactly.
Same thing.
You got to start from the bottom up. That is so true.
Put in the work.
Yeah,
for sure. Don't be scared, too. It's going to take years. Especially if you open your own business, or even you're trying to get experience in the restaurant or at a salon, start from the bottom, whatever it takes. I told my kids too, I don't want to say don't go to college, but whatever your passion is, go to that person and be you know what, I'll work for free. Just let me know what I can do for you. If it's sweeping, or for me doing dishes, and then that way I can bleed information little by little. You're helping me, I'm helping you grow as a chef, or as a
absolutely. See,
cosmetologist.
with you, it started you cooking because your mom and dad were working,
right,
but it turned out that it's a passion, and you made it into a career, so that's awesome, right?
I guess speaking of passion, that's my main thing. What happened was I was 16 and my parents still working. I was $20 isn't enough on the weekends, I need a little bit more. So my friend had just quit a bus job doing tables, bussing tables. I was you just quit? I was he's yeah, I just didn't want to do that job. I was so there's an opening, So I went to the job, and name was Chef Cliff, and it was a little Italian restaurant. But I worked my way up, prep cook, making pizzas, and it was funny just to watch him cook because he was like burning,
Yes.
flames and water and everything. But he'd be going crazy, and I just really like bled some passion from that, watching him cook like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times people go to college and then they realize halfway, no, that's not what I really want to do. And so I'm like you also. I encourage everybody to go to school,
Sure,
go to
yeah.
college and all that. But if you have a passion, don't
Yeah.
be afraid to pursue it.
Right, yes,
Because that could take you places,
Absolutely, yeah. Like for instance, one of my daughters, Skylar, she's my oldest. She's a great violist. She plays the viola, and like she's so good at it. She even music. Like she hears something and goes to the piano, da 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 da, and then she's playing. That's like a real talent.
Absolutely.
But in her mind, as a high school senior, it's hard to follow your viola versus she's in wrestling as well. So it's like a lot of juggling what your passion is. But when you're young, that's what's cool. It's like you don't even know what it could be.
Exactly.
Anything.
And it's like I tell people, look, when you're young or even when you're older, it's never too late to start anything.
Oh yes.
And you could do one, you could do more than
Yeah.
one thing.
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
definitely. Yeah.
For sure, I'm like that. I do
Yeah.
more than one thing, and it's like as long as God gives me health that I'm able to, why not, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. I graduated from culinary school in '04, and then I didn't open up my business till 2020. So it's like who knows if you're gonna actually open up a business or if you're gonna be the manager making a great salary of those type of things.
Exactly.
So just get wet. Figure out what it is that you like.
Yes, I totally agree with
Yeah,
you.
for sure.
What inspired you to get into the culinary world?
So like when you go to culinary school, like then you're opened up to like French cuisine, right? And that's like the top tier, like the fancy pictures you have on the wall, like really things that like open up your eyes to like the aesthetic of it. And so then I got into French style and the brigade of how they set up, and that gets you into a world of art. You realize my passion is to cook, but you incorporate art into
It's
this
a
whole
form
thing.
of
Yeah,
art,
oh yeah,
absolutely.
definitely. Yeah, definitely. So like right now, my when I started, it was like flavor, like bringing the sazon, like my mom had told me, and I was like, this I'm gonna do it this way, and then I started thinking, okay, so my plates, I just make my plates pretty. I bring the flavor and then make my plates pretty. It's kind of makes the whole deal.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm just incorporating different things.
It is art. Like
Yeah.
I'm into the show The Bear.
Oh yeah, it's a great show. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
My
From-
son's like, Mom, you gotta watch it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm hooked on it, so
No,
I love it.
It's a great show. Yeah, definitely. It shows depicts like the emotion of being a chef. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Who influenced your cooking the most when you were growing up?
So when I was growing up, it was my mom. Like like I said, she did things that were like in a culinary world, it's really like technical. Like I could tell you for sure, like when you make the bacon, right, and then you have the grease. Well, with the grease, you put flour, right, a little bit of flour, and then you put cream, and then you start making like a little gravy, right. You put that on some biscuits, like a biscuits and gravy. She used to make that for breakfast. I loved it. But come to find out, in culinary school, that's called bechamel. It's a French mother sauce. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And she was making it like nothing. And I'm like, wow. You know what I mean? She was really teaching me some great habits, good things to learn.
Yes, like you went there, but you weren't a novice. You already
Yeah, I had some tools in my belt.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I can relate to that.
100%, yeah. And then it also gave me like that credit to my mom. It was like, you know what? Like she was like cooking like she wasn't just putting it together and boiling it. She was actually putting some love into it. Yeah.
Sazon, like
Yeah,
you
so, yeah,
said,
for
right?
sure. Yeah.
My husband, he loves biscuits and gravy.
Oh, nice.
We go out of town and stuff. He's like, oh, biscuits and gravy.
Absolutely.
Yes. So
Great flavor. It's a what do you call it? It's not a homesick, but it's like that home
comfort.
Comfort. Yeah, exactly.
Comfort,
Yeah.
yes,
Comfort
my
food
husband,
for sure.
Yes, he loves that. How do you describe your cooking style? What's your cooking style?
That's a good. A typical question is, what's your favorite dish, right? But being that I'm a personal chef, my style is I want to say continental because I can do anything. I started off and I was like French, Italian, right? Bringing my two bottom flavors that I came together with, and then it was like okay, French Italian, but like Asian, and then Cajun I love. So like Cajun is like a really part of what I do, and then I just started going Asian. Like one of my clients bought some high priced tuna. He's like, oh, thinking that, just knowing he has a personal chef, he's like, I'm going to order some great tuna. It came in, I'm staring at it. I'm like, God, this is really great high price item to use. So I really studied. I knew us a little bit, but then I went and studied, and I really got into what am I actually gonna do, and how am I gonna present it authentically and give him a good flavor? Because I know he travels. I know he travels, and he's had
So he
good.
knows.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so
He's not new. He knows the quality of the meat and everything.
yeah,
like
definitely.
that.
So yeah,
That's good. What's the most challenging part of running or working in the kitchen?
timing. Yeah, for sure. Because like you can have the greatest vision. I've even like sometimes had like help, and I'm like, okay, so like, 1 o'clock this, 2 o'clock that. We'll be here at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. We'll serve. But it's a matter of managing the time too.
Absolutely.
You can have the map, but it's actually how many footsteps are you taking to get to A, B, and C and stuff like that. So, and also managing personalities. You know what I mean? So
Yes, absolutely.
yeah. So it's all juggling all those things.
Everything so it flows nicely.
Yeah.
Because timing is everything. Also, it's like you don't want to have this ready, and then by the time you put the next one, everything's cold now.
Yeah, it's so important too. Yeah, because like you want to give the highest quality, and then let them know like by it's hot, like it's fresh. You know what I mean? So there's many things that that you have to think about, but timing is like you're always like
Absolutely.
running with the clock, like trying to fight it. Yeah.
Yes, I agree with you. My husband, when most of the time for Thanksgiving, he's the one that cooks, right?
Yeah.
I used to, but then he took over, and he says if he says be home at 4, it's
Yeah.
because everything's ready by 4.
Oh, that's like that.
He's like
Yeah,
that. He doesn't like that.
Uh-huh.
You come in and nothing's ready.
Yeah.
He's very particular
Yeah.
like that. So I could imagine.
But I'll say on the other end though, like let's say I have carte blanche. Like sometimes like my clients will be like, because I'm supposed to cook 4 meals for them in 1 week, right? And I do it in 3 hours. But sometimes they'll call, it's a short week, just 2 meals, right? So I feel like in 2 hours, man, okay, so I got so much time, and I start like, really doing some crazy things and like taking some time to get some flavor,
Exactly.
and that's fun too, you know what I mean? So when timing's not a factor, that's fun too, that's when the art
Absolutely.
comes in a little bit more,
That you don't feel so pressed for time.
Yeah,
that you're
yeah.
Like, okay, I feel the same way.
Yeah,
too. I could
yeah,
relate to
okay.
Because we're here at the studio, and there's sometimes we're back to back.
Right.
But then there's other times that we don't have one right after, so we feel like, we could
Yeah.
really go the extra mile on other things and,
yeah.
and experiment.
Sure,
right?
and use tools that maybe you haven't used before, right? You know what I mean? Yeah,
Yes.
definitely, absolutely.
We definitely do that
Yeah,
here also
nice.
in the salon.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What part of cooking brings you the most joy?
So when I cook, actually, my main thing that I want, and it's not like it's a selfish thing a little bit, but it's more of like a full circle thing, right? When I actually put the plate down and somebody has that first bite and they taste it and they're like, man, that's good. There's a difference between somebody saying, oh, great food, it's very good, oh, it tastes great, when they're like, man, this is good. You know what I mean? Like their eyebrows change, their
Their
forehead,
body
their whole body language change. Yeah,
yes.
even me too. Like when I'm a chef, so if I taste something good and I'm really in a good mood, like I'm dancing, like I love eating. I'm really getting into it. Because I love food, so I want people to enjoy. Especially if they have a personal chef. They're obviously working really hard. So I take the time. Like I said, 3 hours to really give them
Yes.
something really nice. So at the end of the day, number one, if they have an empty plate, obviously that's a good time. But that one first bite, and they're like, "Whew, man, that's good." You know what I mean? Hey, chef, what do you do here?
Yeah.
So,
And you know what? Food is so universal. Like food brings everybody together.
always, yeah,
For
definitely.
birthdays, like now with the holidays, it brings the family together, right? So
Definitely. And my favorite chef is Anthony Bourdain, right? And they're like, why? What's his dish that you did? No, it's not that he was a dish. It's more of his his aesthetic as a chef, right? He's a more of a person that food brings us together, like you're saying. So he just wants to break bread with different cultures, talk about food, talk about what do you
Yes.
do daily, and how did you get this product, and why this and that. That's what's interesting too, is the way
Yes.
cultures and people come together,
And
with
all
ideas.
the flavors, yes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
What advice would you give someone who wants to become a chef?
Kind of like what we were talking about, where don't be scared to get in the trenches, right? Get dirty, get burnt. For me, in my world, right, get burnt. You know what I mean? Cut yourself. Use the knife. Figure out which knives you want. All those things. Before you're actually like taking the risk on a great job or applying for Hell's Kitchen or those big
Absolutely.
dreams. Go get dirty first. I say to my chefs too, like take pride in your chef coat, right? If you can keep a clean chef coat all day, it means you're really technical. You know what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
and that your clients see that, so there's different, things, but those are some of the main things I tell, some of the young chefs is like, keep a clean chef coat, what I mean? Don't be scared to get dirty, but like I mean, like your elbows, what I mean? Like go clean what you need to clean, and keep your station clean.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the same thing with us. Like I could relate.
Yeah.
I know it's the beauty field, but
Sure.
we
No,
can relate.
I understand what you're saying too.
We
Yeah.
have to keep things clean, organized.
Organized for
Our
sure.
clothes, we don't want to have bleach all over or
Right.
color all over. So that's important. Also, your presentation.
Yeah, I even tell my kids too. I'm like, no matter what you think, like right away people judge you on your image, right?
Exactly.
And you don't want to like, oh well, I need to look and present. No, just understand that as a principle, right? So have a reflection of sanitation, have a reflection of that
Absolutely.
you carry yourself well, and stuff like that. So, and I teach them, the Bible and stuff like that, so they know to relate, how to relate, and how to treat people and stuff like that. So,
Yes, that sounds great. So, is there anything? Do you also cook for weddings, quinceañeras, all of that? So,
yeah, I've done it all. Yeah, so like I've done like a wedding for 30 by myself, and you realize your boundaries at that point, right? And then I've done like the catering for like you saw. I believe it was like 80 cover. So like for her, it was just like like finger foods, but enough for 80 people, right? So two different types of food, and then for 80 people, and I kind of like figured out little plates for everybody. But yeah, right now like I'm gonna do a client went from 20 last year for Christmas to now I'm gonna do 40 for him. You know what I
absolutely.
mean? So. Yeah, I think right now, like in the fifth year, the quality clients are there. The big referrals are there and stuff like that. So
That's great.
yeah, I'm in a kind of a great world.
Okay, good. Well, thank you for being here
Yeah, absolutely.
and sharing great tips for people. And I know I met you at that grand opening that Michelle had, and that's why I'm like, oh, I want to interview him and everything. But I will put the information, his number information, where you could get a hold of him. And then
Sorry, real quick. I just wanted to ask you about the podcast too, because like I do the podcast, but I was gonna say like what got you like so? Because like I watch it and like you're really passionate. You talk to people in Spanish or in English, and like you're really like enthusiastic. What's like your main idea for the podcast? What's your like goal for the podcast?
my goal, you know what, is to help people that are out there that I see that are talented that maybe they're overseen. And I feel that if I could use my platform and to just interview them, and like I'm enjoying it a lot. It's like when I reached out to you and I just like sharing. I tried your food, I liked it,
Yeah.
and so my main purpose is that to spread the word out there and
Awesome.
for everyone to know that there's enough business for all of us.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. I think like the same thing. My podcast. I'm always like I was blessed to get these opportunities with these clients, and you dream of it, right? You're like, I'd
Yes.
love to do this for that person, right? I'm sure you like maybe a celebrity to walk in and like you do this and that. Like same for me. Like I had these like dreams, so I'm like, you know what? You should. If you have like this little dream, like go do
Yes,
it. You know what I mean? So I interview
exactly.
people just to let people know, like we're all just human beings. We started at nothing. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I totally agree
Yeah,
with you.
yeah,
I've been
yeah.
in the business for a very long time. But yes, we start that way. And if I could help someone, and
Yeah, you are definitely. You are. Yeah.
that's what I really want to do because people's like, so how are you going to make money? I go, I'm not thinking about the
Right,
money.
then that's how it works. Yeah, because
Yes.
honestly, when I'm watching you, I'm like, dang, you just get an injection of like motivation. You know what I mean? So,
Yes,
you know,
and that's my whole motivation, and
yeah,
I'm enjoying it. I interviewed one previously before you, and now with you, and I learn from you. I
sure.
learn your background, culture. It's good to get to know
Oh
one
yeah,
another.
oh yeah.
And
I love doing the pasta. It's so fun. Yeah, it really
yeah,
is fun. Yeah.
I'm really enjoying
Yeah,
it.
right.
Yes, I tell my
Different
husband,
facet.
I love it.
I even like have like a small dream now. It's like somebody's like you can apply and they're like, oh yeah, we have a show and we have everything. We just need the host. I'm like, oh, well, I could do that. I would
Yeah.
love, but like low key, I would be like really happy, like
Yes,
excited
absolutely.
to do something
Yes,
like that.
I
Yeah,
agree with you.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm really enjoying everything.
Good. Yeah, yeah. You're great at it. So I just want to say
Yes.
thanks for inviting me to your
Yes,
podcast.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you were available.
Sure.
And I know I always say, "Oh, thank you for coming. I know you're busy," but
Yeah.
it's true. We all
Yeah, we all have a
tight
schedule. Yeah, for sure. Even if we're not busy, right? We're trying to figure out like how okay for my kids, we're gonna take them to dinner, or I'm gonna make dinner, or I'm gonna, So
Absolutely. Yeah, I totally agree with you on that. But I'm glad that you came.
Sure, absolutely.
You even brought me a little lunch.
yes,
for
a little
me
chicken
later,
piccata.
so
Yeah, exactly.
yes.
Enjoy that. Yeah, and exactly like I said, I have hundreds of dishes. If you don't get it back, no big deal. But enjoy that. Hopefully, I could drop off more. Now I know your studio is. I'll drop off some more
Yes,
food for you.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm like, oh, he made my day. That's another thing about
Yeah.
being a chef, right?
True. Honestly, it's an
just
easy way to like, cause for me, it's like the nothing. And honestly, I'll cook for anybody, anytime. And the only person I leave out is myself. I never cook for myself. I'm always at other people, restaurants or whatever, trying
it
to.
just makes like my husband. He could cook and he doesn't. Oh, you have to cook. But when I cook for him, he just loves it, and I enjoy watching him eat. Whatever I do, make for him. And
yeah, definitely. When people cook for me, I enjoyed that. They're like, "Oh, you're a chef. You're gonna critique." I'm like, "No, just the fact that you cook for me, that's enough." Like I never get that, so thank you. You know what I mean?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
But yes, guys, I'm gonna be putting his information, phone number, and reach out to him. And I just want to also say my book is available at Amazon. Is available in English and Spanish. Prayers on the Go, involving God on your busy day. And thank you for your support. Thank you for watching. Till next time, let's chat. Bye.
Take care.